Welcome to the Diva Details. Welcome to the Diva Details, where bold, confident women embrace life unapologetically. From love and sex to wellness and reinvention, we keep it raw, real, and powerful. No filters, no limits. Just fearless conversations to help you thrive. Let's dive in with Diva Mia and Diva Cat.
Well, hello, Diva Cat.
Hello, Diva Mia.
How you doing?
Good. I'm good.
You having a good time?
Yeah, having a good time. Weekend was great. I didn't do as much as you did.
I did do some landscaping.
Oh my God. I was going to brag about my two little azalea bush. I'm not going to say that anymore.
No.
No.
Well, I do need to tell you the story about my landscaping project.
What happened?
So I was actually planting some trees.
Okay.
And my youngest son, he's 8.
Uh-huh.
He came out to help me.
That's awesome.
It was wonderful. So we planted some trees together. And then he goes, Mom, am I done now? Because we were wrapping up. I said, yeah, honey, you can go inside and take a shower.
Okay.
I go, but thank you for helping me. I really appreciate you. And you know what he said to me?
What?
He said, strong men help their women.
Dad, you done something right, Diva.
He said,
Mia.
strong men help their women. And, you know, that's the thing is I think in our society, we've lost masculine men.
I think so. And men got lazy, not for nothing.
Well, you know what? I don't think it helped that women kind of demasculated them. And it's kind of funny because now women want their men back and they're nowhere to be found.
I agree. We wanted like equal part, but now we need to make a man muscular take charge again, I think.
Well, they don't have to always take charge, but I think they do need to lead. And we're finding a lot of beta boys or a lot of flowery boys that are more concerned at being metrosexual, if you will, than actually being a strong leader.
I agree. There's a lot of it out there right now.
Yesterday when he said that, I was so happy.
That's awesome.
You know, because I want to raise a strong man.
Yes.
I want to raise 2 strong men, actually. I think it's important, women, even if you're a single mom like I am, that we raise strong children.
Yes.
Because this world is not easy out there for people, whether it's male or female.
Yeah, I know. I'm actually feel very, very concerned about our boys gonna grow up in the next society. What do you think?
I agree. It's a tough thing to do to be in a world where, you know, men have been beat up on so much. I don't care whether they're white, black, brown, or purple.
Yes.
But men have really had a rough time.
They do.
And I understand that there is what's called toxic masculinity, but masculinity, quite frankly, is not toxic.
No.
There's toxic people that have behaved badly.
Right.
But being masculine is not toxic.
No, it's not. I think we need to interpret that in different way.
Yes.
You know?
I think there's a difference between strength and masculinity and control.
Yes.
And when it becomes toxic is when someone tries to control another person and dominate them. And typically the people that are doing that are very insecure.
I agree.
Because a true masculine man is there to support his woman, and a true feminine woman is there to support her man.
I agree. Yes.
You do?
Yes. Because the woman who I think go both ways. The woman who try to show the strong masculine, try to be in control, that just show another side of insecure as well.
It does.
You agree?
I do. And I think that for a long time, women wanted to be seen as we can do anything men can do.
Right.
The problem is now men are saying they can do anything we can do, and now there's men and women's sports.
Yeah. You're right.
The thing is that we said we could do anything men can do, and to a point we can. Anything mentally we can. I'm not saying I can lift as much as a man because physically I'm not capable. Right. I can do a lot. I can program computers. I can do things with technology. I can do a lot of things men can do. However, when I come home, I want a man to be a man and a woman to be a woman.
I agree. You know, I just saw some joke on Instagram. They say, I'm all about being woman independent until I have car trouble.
You know, I actually can work on my own car, so that wouldn't bother me either.
Are you really? Oh my God. No, that's me. I don't know how to change my tire.
You know, it was funny. Yesterday, I saw this really good looking man. He was in a Jeep, and I have a Jeep as well. And he was pulled over because his battery died.
Okay.
And so I rolled down my window and I said, "Do you need a jump?" He was so hot, let me tell you. Anyway, he was so cute. Yummy's the word for him. He wasn't just hot and cute. He was yummy. He was like maybe 45 to 50. He had that total,
Is it a dimples?
He had dimples. Oh, do I love dimples. Anyway, so he was good looking, but he's like, "No, I got this." He had one of those batteries that charges itself. Otherwise, I would have helped him work on his car.
Oh my God.
And then some.
Oh my God.
He was good looking. He was totally a silver fox.
That's awesome.
Yes. Anyway, let's get back to masculinity. So masculinity, I think, is misunderstood. And sometimes it's feared.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's wonderful when a man is strong. I don't think it's wonderful when a man is violent.
That's two different things.
Those are completely two different things. And quite frankly, the men that are violent are not very masculine.
They're not masculine.
They're insecure little boys.
Yes.
And what we're talking about today is when boys become men.
Right.
Because not all men have gotten out of the boy stage. And there's a lot of men that act like men, but they're still little boys. Yeah. And they're disrespectful to women. They hurt women, and that is not masculine.
No, that's not masculine. That just show insecure and violence.
That's true. And true masculinity complements a woman and complements femininity. It doesn't compete with it.
Right.
And true femininity complements a man and doesn't compete with it.
No.
When you're in a true partnership and a true relationship with a balanced feminine and masculine, you complement each other. You don't compete against each other.
Right. When you come home, I think women still be women and men still be men when you come home. Doesn't matter what you do out there for your living or whatever.
It doesn't. And the traditional roles of the man has to sit on the couch drinking a beer and the woman sits there and cooks and cleans and does laundry, that doesn't exist anymore.
No, those days are over.
Those days are over. We balance each other. That doesn't mean that I'm not a woman and he's not a man. We have definite roles.
Right. You have to work together.
You have to work together and you complement each other and you lean on each other. And one of the beautiful things about women is sometimes we're more emotional. Not always.
I'm emotional.
But we there to support our man when he needs to get emotional.
Yes.
When we need someone strong, they're there to support us when we need their strength.
Yeah, all I know is my men, when they're sick, they are babies.
Yes, and that's okay. I will say men are a lot more babyish when they're sick than women.
You think so too?
I agree, yes. Yeah. I think that's because of our, moms are always the one that takes care of everybody. I think that might be genetic. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a mom thing, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
So a true masculine man has got leadership without the ego.
Yes.
It's true, right? So they're going to provide direction for the family and the household, but they're not going to control the family and the household. They're going to say, this is what I think should be done. Now, do you always have to do what a masculine man says?
No.
I always say trust but verify in life. And you can trust a man to a certain point, but you better verify it. Now, I was married to kind of a beta boy, if you will, someone that was a boy and not a man. I tried so many times to push him into the role, and that was my mistake. And I relied on him, and I let him make decisions that I knew
it's not going to work.
He wasn't capable of. And I kept trying to push and trying to make him have more financial sense and make him more of the primary breadwinner, and it just didn't work. And it got us into financial difficulty whenever I would rely on him. So then what happened? I had to take on more of the masculine role myself just to keep the family afloat.
Yeah.
So when you marry a man that's a boy or says he's a man or tries to, he's got he was all ego too. And is not masculine. Someone that's all ego is not masculine, ladies.
Yeah.
When you marry someone like that, you're going to end up paying the price because you're going to be the one that's stepping into the roles because they won't be able to keep up.
You have to take in charge, I think. But either way, can you accept who they are, though?
Yes, I could accept who he was, but it wasn't a good fit for me.
Oh, I see.
Right? So other people, you may marry someone that's more beta and you're okay with that.
Right.
But I'm looking for someone that's got more of a masculine personality, someone that's strong, someone that protects me when I'm hurt, that stands up for me. I actually have a friend. It was kind of funny when I was in the hospital. I was telling him what was happening. He was like defending me and stepping up for me. And I was like, that's masculine.
Right.
Right. I never got that
You
before.
see?
And it was interesting because I was like, wow, that's a masculine personality. And it's nice to see because I'm a strong, independent woman, but I'm not a pushy, I'm still a people pleaser a little bit. Right. So I don't necessarily get up in people's face and I'm very non-confrontational. So when he was, stepping up for me, I had some respect there.
The light bulb just bling in your head.
It did. It's interesting when you start dating again, the things you see in certain people that you want in your future partner.
Yeah, you have all the check marks. You did, you do, you don't, because you don't want to go back to where you were. That's why.
And a real masculine man will protect you and take care of you when you're injured.
Yes.
And a real masculine man will protect you even if you're not his.
Yes.
And that's the thing. I've seen masculine men that step up. They open doors for women. They protect women. If a woman is getting beat up by someone, a masculine man, even if he doesn't even know the woman, would step in and break it up, right?
They will wait for you.
They protect all women.
Yes.
And masculine men, we need more of them right now. We need ladies out there, if you're listening, we need you to raise masculine men. We need you to raise men because the reality is masculine men come from strong women.
Definitely.
It's great when they can have a father figure that's strong and masculine to follow, but a strong woman can create a strong masculine man that's respectful to women. You don't have to be married. Yeah. You don't have to have a strong masculine man in the house to raise a strong masculine child that will grow up to be a real man.
Yeah, I agree. As a woman and as a mother, I think I have a boy myself. I have, 16 years old, and I try work on very hard to him to step up to be a man, to strong man.
Yeah.
We're getting there though.
Yep, you're getting there. It's a process.
It's a process.
So one of the things you have to teach your man, your little child, is respect women.
Yes.
And that's core. And if you teach your child to respect women, that will go a long way in the future for them to find a really good wife, too.
Yes, yeah, they do.
Now, when I say respect women, that doesn't mean roll over for everything a woman says and be Mr. Agreeable. That's not respect. That's actually the anti-respect. Because if a man I'm with rolls over for everything I say and agrees with everything I say, that's not a great relationship.
I don't think so, because some of the time they just roll with you because they don't want to work on it. They just want to just agree with you.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah, and already too.
Yeah.
So
you don't want that.
No.
The other thing a masculine man has is emotional mastery.
What is that?
Well, they're not repressing their feelings, but they know how to express themselves.
Okay.
They don't necessarily have to be overly emotional and crying and, but when they feel a certain way, they'll tell you about it, especially if there's something strong. They're not going to sit there and just take abuse from you. If you're being dictatorial or not being respectful to the man, he'll tell you.
Oh, okay.
In a nice way. Not a controlling way, but he'll say, I don't like the way this happened. I would appreciate it if in the future you did this, this, and this. Now, it's a conversation.
As a woman, you have to listen, open your mind.
You need to listen because that means they're in touch with their emotions. And if they get emotional mastery, that's a great masculine man.
That is great point.
They know how to communicate. They know how to discuss without fighting. Without yelling and without too much of an argument.
I always know I'm in trouble when my husband was like, quiet, can we talk a little bit? I was like, oh, shoot, what did I do? My credit card overloaded? Or what did I do?
I did meet your man. He was very masculine.
Yeah, he's awesome.
You got a good one there.
You think so?
I think so.
I worked hard.
I know you did. And you waited.
I waited. Oh, my God.
You waited. She waited for her man.
37, I didn't.
She was 37 when she got married. So she waited a long time.
No, I didn't get married till 42.
Oh, that's right.
I met at 37.
You can wait.
You could wait. Definitely. Ladies, definitely you could wait and don't settle for less, which is my previous relationship was not.
Yes.
So exactly what we just talked about, the masculine. He think he's a masculine, but he is not masculine. He's
Your husband is.
My
Your
husband
previous
is. Yes.
relationship was not.
No.
Your previous relationship was kind of narcissistic and controlling, all about his ego and his insecurity. And that's what we see a lot in boys. And that's how boys are.
Right. He is a boy.
They're a boy.
They are boys.
They were not raised properly.
Yes.
And it really does matter how the mom raises the boy.
Yeah, I agree. Oh my God. Now you just like,
it's
don't
all
on me.
About us, ladies. We want more masculine men.
Mm-hmm.
We need to raise more masculine men.
At the end of the day, it's all up to mama.
It's all up to us ladies.
Yes.
Now, the next thing is integrity.
Mm-hmm.
Teaching a child to have integrity is important
Mm-hmm.
because here's the truth. You can't wait till they're an adult. It starts early.
Oh, yeah.
If they
definitely.
see you making a promise with your word and then not following through, you've showed them that you have no integrity.
Mm-hmm.
You have to honor your word. When you say you're going to do something, you do it or you give it one hell of a shot.
Yes.
Because if you want to have a masculine man, you got to show him what integrity is and teach him that when he says he's going to do something, he does it. He doesn't make promises he doesn't want to keep. That's the other thing about boys.
Yeah, they don't make promise.
No, they make promises.
Mm-hmm.
They make all kinds of promises.
But they don't follow through.
They don't follow through. It's called future faking. There's actually a term for it.
Is it really?
Yeah, when they promise you a future that they have no intention of giving you.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a boy.
Huh.
Yeah, future faking is a real thing.
I've learned something today.
Yeah, it's that common that there's a term for it.
Oh, wow. Right now we're working on our son. He wanna be shy, turn to be a man, but he doesn't make eye contact.
Yes, that eye contact's important. You have to have a confidence inside of you to make eye contact, and you got to practice it. And you can't really practice it with your parents. You need to learn to practice it with friends or other family members. And that's the best way. Eye contact shows a level of confidence, and it shows a level of integrity and that you feel that you are true to yourself.
Okay.
So eye contact is important. Plus, it makes people uncomfortable if you can't make eye contact.
Yeah. They don't know you tell the truth or not. They don't know are you faking it or not. Or they don't know you joking or not. We're working on it very hard right now.
And here's another thing that I have found dating people. I've coined the term. I don't know if anybody else has used this term, but I've never heard it used. So I came up with the term WES. Do you know what WES is?
No, I know.
WES. Wandering eye syndrome.
Oh my God.
So when you're with a man, if they are constantly looking around, it's called wandering eye syndrome. If they're checking out other women while you're with them, it's the worst of wandering eye syndrome.
How you know they don't look at the core of the place or the scenery?
Here's the thing. When you're with a man, they have a presence. They're present with you.
They have to.
They are grounded. They're focused.
They focus.
And they're attentive to you. If you're with a man and they're looking around.
Yeah, there's no point.
That's a boy.
Oh, I see. They just wander around, see something's out there.
That's someone that's insecure. That's someone that's not confident in who they are. If they can't maintain eye contact now, I understand I can intimidate.
You are.
I am. We went to dinner and I intimidated the waiter just by sitting down.
Yeah, I kept telling him how old he is.
Yeah, this little boy, and he was a boy, right?
Yes, yeah.
He was
really sweet, though.
He was a very sweet boy, but I gave him my drink order, and he ran off to get it before taking everyone else's because I intimidated him so badly.
Yeah.
And then I asked someone at the table their age, and he answered.
I know, right?
He was a little scared of me, and I don't even know what I did, but I can intimidate, so I get that. However, if I'm with a man and he's scanning the crowd and checking out everyone else, even some boys, and I'm going to call them boys, some boys even comment on other women when they're with you.
Are you really?
Now, it's one thing if you guys have agreed to go out and people watch and make fun of people or look at people. People do that. I understand that.
Yeah.
But if you're on a date and someone's checking someone else out and they say, oh, look at her outfit. Don't think you should wear any. Why are they looking at her in the first place? That's a boy.
And the phone need to be put away. I don't care how important you are.
Well, you're not present if you're checking your phone.
Yes.
It's disrespectful.
That goes both ways.
It goes both ways. Whether you're a man or a woman, it's disrespectful to the other side if you are working on your phone on a date.
Yeah, it's true. Like we make a point that if we go out, phones away.
The other thing about a man, and here's the thing, a man will attract the best women because they're purpose-driven.
Yeah.
Not only are they a leader, they also have a purpose. It's not just necessarily career. It could be something else. Maybe they want to build value in their life or they're spiritual, but they have a purpose.
Yeah.
A man will have a purpose and they'll stick to it because they're present, they have integrity, and they've mastered their emotions. So all of this runs hand in hand. So you need to find a man that's growth-oriented, that's purpose-driven. Now, I'm not saying that the man you pick has to be a billionaire or a millionaire or whatever it is, making six figures. That doesn't matter because they'll get there if they're purpose-driven. They'll get to exactly where they see, where their vision is. Now, you have to be careful that these aren't future fakers.
They're awesome. They're also, a lot of those too.
Here's the thing. With future fakers, they're all talk and no action.
Oh, you are right.
Yeah, the future fakers, and you can see it early on. Future fakers, they'll be like, oh, we should go hiking at blah, blah, blah. And then when you bring it up, they don't want to go. They'll be like, oh, I could see us taking a trip. And then when you try to make plans, they don't want to make the plans.
See, I don't like that.
That's a future faker. But a purpose-driven person will say, I want to go here and put plans in action
together
to make it happen. A purpose-driven person will be moving towards their goals.
Yeah.
And let's say let's say it's a plumber. Let's say this purpose-driven man that you've met is a strong man. He's got all the right qualities. And you figure out that he's purpose-driven. He'll say, I want to own my own plumbing company.
I see.
So what does he do? He gets licensed. And he's not making a lot of money. He's an apprentice, but he got licensed.
Right.
And then what's he going to do next? Well, he's going to learn from as many people as he can because he wants to be there for the family. He wants to support the family.
That's awesome.
He wants to be a provider.
You can see it, though.
You can see it because they're not just saying it in their words, it's in their actions as well.
If the man said, let's go for hiking, how about this Saturday? Are you free? That's how I like it.
Yeah. A man is going to make dinner reservations and plan the whole day. He's not going to ask you, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
Can you make the reservation?
No, that's not happening.
No, a man will actually take charge.
Yeah. How about you want to do this month, this day? How about Capital Grill? How about steak? What would you like? Seafood?
A man sometimes might even order for you.
Yeah. That I don't like, though.
I don't mind it as long as they know what I like.
Right.
First date, they shouldn't be ordering for me.
No. But I think for the longest time, they should know how you take your coffee.
Yes. If they pick you up coffee, if they're going for coffee and they pick you up one, that's a nice thing to do. That's a man. You need to find a masculine man that's not dominant or that's not trying to dominate you or control you. That's not trying to manipulate you. And that's not emotionally unavailable.
What's that mean?
Well, emotionally unavailable is someone that is not willing to open themselves up to a woman.
I see.
And there are a lot of masculine men that are emotionally unavailable.
Is it really?
Right now, more so than ever, because women have really taken on such a dominant role that they've shut a lot of men down.
Well, a lot of it, maybe they just got off on the bad relationship or they don't.
Or there was a death of a spouse or something.
Something.
If you find a masculine man, they're respectful. They'll be a provider, but you might have to wait for them to be emotionally available. That's the only thing.
That's the only thing? Wow. I cannot believe that is the dating pool nowadays.
Well, it's different. We're at a different age, right?
Yeah.
The problem I see is there's not a lot of masculine men in the younger age groups because a lot of women are working and not focused on raising masculine men anymore. We're focused on our careers and we're leaving the raising of our children sometimes to nannies and caregivers and sometimes men that don't really know how to raise a masculine man.
See, but I've seen a lot lately, though, the younger men go for older women.
Yeah, but those are our beta boys that are play toys. It's hard to find a well, maybe in their 40s, but I couldn't find a masculine man very easily in their 20s. I mean, it's just different.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we need to have a resurgence of traditional values. Not saying women have to stay home. I'm not going there. So if you want to cancel me, go ahead. But I do think there's some traditional values we need to focus on.
Oh, yeah.
And being a masculine man doesn't mean you're financially wealthy alone.
Yeah.
It does mean you're moving towards goals and you want to protect your family,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't have to be wealthy to be a masculine man.
Mm-hmm. Some people very, like, they look at a staying-home mom, non-YU. I know this couple for the longest time, and she always staying-home mom, and the way the husband talk, it's like, I mean, she done so much. She actually have to prove to him that she's busy enough not
Well,
to
that's
go back
not a
to
masculine man either. Someone that's disrespecting his wife for staying home and taking care of the kids is
Yeah.
not a masculine man.
Right. And she was like, the decision were made together after they have a child that she gonna decide to stay home because the childcare is so expensive. As the day goes on, and he doesn't look at her that way.
Well, that's just disrespectful.
That's what I thought.
That's
You
not a
see?
masculine man. That's a man that wasn't raised properly.
Yeah, and this is out from her own mouth that she need to prove that she's busy enough to be stay-home mom.
Yes. Real masculine men know how to love their wives, know how to treat their wives well, and know how to lead their wives. And they're not trying, that's an insecure man because he's trying to make her less than or diminish her abilities because of that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you know, and I'm the one who get out my career. Then now you're telling me this? I would not put up with that. So, you know.
Women crave masculine men.
Mm-hmm.
I think we do because they're secure.
Yes.
Emotionally and physically. You know when you have sex with a man and afterwards you just want to lay in their arms?
Uh-huh, yes.
That's a sense of security and safety.
Mm-hmm.
So a true masculine man, now any woman can lay in any man's arms and feel safe for a little bit.
Right.
Maybe. Some men don't make you feel safe even laying in their arms. That's the reason why we enjoy that after having sex, is because it gives us a feeling of safety,
Yeah.
both emotionally and physically and sexually.
Mm-hmm.
Safety and security is a huge part of why women crave masculine men.
I think so.
We also like masculine men who are decisive
Uh-huh.
and direct. We don't want the game players. We don't want the manipulators. We want men to be honest, open, and direct.
Mm-hmm.
If they feel a certain way, if they can express those feelings and tell us instead of playing a game, that's a masculine man. That's not a boy.
Yes.
And playing games, ghosting people, stuff like that, that's not masculine.
No. I just think ghosting is just bad.
It is
yes
true.
or no?
Yes.
I don't like the word maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
The other thing is masculine men are confident
Uh-huh.
and they're humble.
Yes, they're very humble.
They don't have to be the center of attention.
Mm-mm.
Sometimes they're even an introvert, I found. You know, masculine men don't have to be extra. Sometimes they are extroverts, but they're not always extroverts. Sometimes they like to just be at peace with you and them together and at home. And that's a very masculine thing.
Yeah. The masculine man, when they come home, they work hard, they come home, they just want to take a shower and just relax and be comfortable. That masculine man, I think.
A masculine man will protect his wife or his girlfriend or any woman, honestly.
They wait for you in the in front of the bathroom in a sketchy bar.
Aw. Well, they're a protector, but they also respect the woman's strengths. So they respect the women that they are with. Women can be chaotic.
Oh, I agree.
I think I got some crazy too. I got a little bit of the crazy gene, because the reality is we're always multitasking, doing multiple things, and it creates chaos in our lives. And sometimes we have rough days. They help calm the chaos.
Yes, especially you, not saying like, you know, if we're going to scare everybody away, Diva Mia, you do 10 things at the same time, but you need someone to calm you down.
It is nice.
Yes.
You know, I will say that I can think of a couple people that I've dated that when I was with them, the chaos seemed less.
See?
And I slowed down. There was a sense of peace to my storm.
Yeah.
That, I mean, I have peace on my own, but I have to work at it. But they gave me a sense of peace to my storm and my chaos that was refreshing.
Yeah, you're constantly doing stuff though.
It's true. That's my personality, though. That's not going to change.
Oh.
Yeah. I talk fast. I do stuff quickly.
Yeah,
I'm always moving and shaking.
Yeah, and you do like 100 things at the same time. I figure like your hand could do 100 things in your hand. Wonder what goes on in your head.
Oh, that's because I'm always moving ahead to the next task.
That's what I'm saying.
Completing one, I'm always thinking of what's next. Yeah.
I'm perfectly fine with do nothing.
Well, that's okay. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is it's going to take a really strong masculine man for me.
For you, yes.
To make me feel fully at peace and to actually be able to handle me. I understand that.
Yeah.
And some women are okay with less of a masculine man and they're okay with that.
Yeah.
But I'm a strong ass female. I'm like that Mustang that has never been ridden. That crazy Mustang that you have to rein in a little bit.
Yes.
That no one's able to ride, right? You go to a horse ranch and there's this wild horse.
That's you.
She's a Mustang that's crazy. That's always, beautiful Mustang, but crazy Mustang and needs to be, broken in a little.
You need to be breaking in and calm you down. That's
a little bit, yeah.
We need a cowboy.
It's true. Maybe I do need a cowboy.
You need a cowboy.
Oh, I totally need a cowboy. But that's the thing is that I need that one unique masculine man that can handle me because most cowboys wouldn't be able to handle me. I just need that one that's unique, that's tougher than most.
I think for you have to go past cowboy. You need like rodeo.
Full-on rodeo, man.
You need a full-on the rodeo.
Well, that might be fun for a night or two as well.
Yes.
Anyway, masculine energy can be infected by their partner. But believe it or not, one of the number one things that affects masculine energy is their mothers.
Is it really?
Their mothers help to determine whether or not there is a masculine. Now, I train my children to be men.
Well, you did say that children were made for the woman. That's why the mother, it has a lot to do with it.
It has a lot to do with mother. In fact, I, at a young age, want my children to sit at the head of the table. Even though I'm a single mom, my oldest is now the head of the family.
Yes.
And he's only 15.
Yeah.
And I've let him know that he needs to step up and he needs to be a man.
That's right.
And I told him what it means to be a man. And that you cannot disrespect me.
Yes.
Or other women.
Yeah. It came from a mother.
Yep.
So
you have to support a man that's stepping into his masculinity too. So let's say that you have a man that is trying to be masculine. He plans the date.
Yes.
And made a very romantic effort at the date.
Yes.
The last thing you need to do is go and insult them.
Oh, no, you never do that.
Because you're going to lose that masculine man.
Yes.
He's not going to want to come around or he's never going to do that again.
No.
A feminine woman does not need to dominate a man. And I think part of the feminist movement was for women to dominate men. And I don't think that's appropriate either. We don't want men to control us, but we should not be trying to dominate men either.
I think you dominate them. They're going to feel like they've been insulted, no?
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. So.
And there are men out there that say they're masculine. And I've seen this on the dating apps. They'll say, I want a woman that's a feminine, traditional values and is submissive.
What's that mean?
Exactly. They say that's in the Bible. That's not in the Bible. But
no.
That the role of a woman is not to be submissive and agree with everything a man says. The role of a woman is to step into her femininity and for a man to step into his masculinity. And you know what that equals?
What is
the
ego?
Perfect power couple.
Yes.
If you get a man that's masculine and a woman that's feminine, you have a power couple that's unstoppable.
Yes.
That couple will support each other through thick and thin. It's deeper than blood. You guys will be there for each other whenever each other needs each other at the right time, and you'll start to read into each other as well.
I think so too, yeah. You could have been the perfect, powerful couple.
I could have, but I didn't have the right masculine man.
Yeah, that's true.
And, masculinity is a gift. It's not a threat to women.
No.
Especially when they express it with love and responsibility instead of control and manipulation.
Do you think they have to have it in you to be masculine, or they have to be trained to be masculine?
I think it comes from the mother.
Yeah, okay, we talked about that.
And I think you can find a masculine man if you see the way he treats his mother.
That's true.
I had red flags, and I didn't even realize they were red flags. For instance, my ex, I'm not going to say which ex, but my ex would make fun of his mother for crying. And then he'd say, I'd hate it when she does that. All she's trying to do is manipulate me. And he would throw it, right now I look at it as a little boy temper tantrum, when his mother would have an emotional issue. He wouldn't support her. And that's a red flag. The way a man treats his mother is the way he's going to treat you.
Yeah.
So if you want a masculine man that's respectful to women, if they're disrespectful to their mother...
No, that's a no-no.
That's a no-no. No, I'm not saying that he has to be a mama's boy.
Right.
But he does need to respect his mother. And his mother should also be respectful to him. And if you find a person like that, they're more likely to be masculine.
Yeah.
A true feminine is going to draw out the healthy portion of a masculine man, though.
Okay.
But if you're not a feminine, your energy could also drown
Yeah.
a masculine man.
Mm-hmm.
So remember that we have a role to play.
Yeah.
But if you meet a masculine man, you have the ability to draw even more masculinity and make him grow as a man.
My husband always say 80% of what he is right now came from me.
It's true.
Yeah.
Because you have been drawing out his masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
Every man is born a boy.
Oh, yeah.
But not every boy becomes a man.
Wow, that is a catchy phrase.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Yeah.
Manhood is not an age, it's an awakening inside of a person.
Uh-huh.
And some boys never awaken to be a man.
Huh. I learned something new today.
It's true. They don't become men because they don't grow into it.
You need to write a book about that.
Oh, wow. I've got 25 books I'm now writing because of Diva Cat.
No, I'm serious.
It's true. And there is a way to grow into masculinity and you awaken. It's an awakening, just like a woman awakens into her femininity. Because when we're kids, honestly, we're kind of crazy too. I think men have boys have chaos and women have chaos, or girls. Mm-hmm. Boys and girls both are chaotic.
Yes, they are.
But as we grow into our femininity, we respect the opposite sex for what they bring to the table. Mm-hmm. We respect the opposite sex for their masculinity. We respect the opposite sex for their femininity.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta find the right partner for you.
I see.
You can't be with someone that's a boy and has no chance of becoming a man.
Yeah.
A boy that disrespects a woman is never going to be a man.
Even though now when you meet them, because our society now, because like you said, when women want to equal part, so they have a lot of those men to be a boy.
Mm-hmm.
Now how are you going to make them to be a man?
Well, and there's some people that weren't maybe a man with one person, but they grow into their masculinity with another person.
It's up to you.
It's up to us as partners.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if a man is disrespectful and verbally abusive to you, that's not a man.
That's not the right fit, though.
If a woman is disrespectful and verbally abusive to a man, she's not in her feminine.
Mm-mm.
So the boy's not in his masculine, the woman's not in their feminine. Correct relationship would be having discussion. And I'm not saying you're never going to have an argument, but you never lose the ability to respect the other partner.
Yeah. You actually have to sit down and talk.
You do.
Yeah. This is what you do I don't like. This is what I do that you don't
like. And if you're not mature enough, then maybe you haven't grown into it. And you may never. It's not an age. It's an awakening. It could be that you're 40 years old and you're just becoming a man. It could be that you're 40 years old and you're just stepping into your femininity.
You know what? You just opened my eyes. I didn't become femininity till I met my husband.
There you go. You guys worked well together. Yeah. He brought out your feminine side and you brought out his masculine side.
Now that I'm thinking
of it.
Which
means it was a perfect match.
Our energy just matched.
And that's why you felt so comfortable together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now it's just like open up to me.
18 doesn't mean you're a man.
No.
18 doesn't mean you're a woman. It means you're of age and you can vote.
Yeah, that's about it.
And in some states...
You could gamble at 18.
Gamble. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean you're a man or a woman. What it means is that you're at an age where you can vote. Right. Now, growing into your masculinity is a process.
Mm-hmm.
Some people grow into their masculinity at 14 years old.
That's true.
Some maybe at 8, like my little one.
Yeah.
I don't think he's fully masculine. He's got some growing to do, but some of them start younger. And some women have their femininity at 20.
That's true.
Now, you can get married before you've fully grown into your masculinity or before you've fully grown into your femininity, but make sure you're finding a partner that has the potential to become that.
I agree.
But don't marry the potential. You've got to see the signs that they can truly be that way.
Yeah, they do. I think before you get married, especially now, you notice that people get married younger.
They do.
They do. So hopefully they have that talk it out.
Well, here's the stages of a boyhood, okay?
Okay.
So boys throw temper tantrums. They're children, right? They're driven by emotion. They act on impulse. They crave validation. They're ego driven. They react to stimulation instead of fully thinking it through and responding. I mean, that's one thing I do is when there's conflict, I like to withdraw. And then come back and discuss. Whereas a boy wants to get in your face and constantly be aggressive and fight. That's not a man.
No, that's not.
That's not a man. Sometimes it takes a tragedy for them to grow too. Maybe they lost a parent. Maybe they got divorced. And now they're actually growing into their masculinity.
Right. Maybe now after the divorce, they know looking back, I should have done this, I should have done that.
Exactly. A man will take responsibility for the things they did.
Mm-hmm.
They'll take accountability.
Mm-hmm.
A boy's going to avoid it. They're going to blame someone else. They're going to always be the victim.
Yeah.
Now, there are boys that will never in their entire life grow into masculinity.
They always want to play victim.
They always want to be the victim.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. They try to get freedom from any consequences of any actions that they do.
Right.
They're
always somebody else.
It's always someone else's responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
They're living in your basement until they're 40, right?
Oh, my God.
And
no.
maybe at 40, they become masculine. Who knows? They're the ones that don't want to grow into the masculine role.
Yeah.
Our society, I will say, Kat, I'm telling you, we have fostered generations of boyhood.
Yeah. As you're talking, my head just thinking about my own family. My brother was like that too till he get his wife. And then my brother-in-law was like that too till he met my sister. So my sister and my sister-in-law is the one who made them masculine men.
Well, there is that old saying that, you know, when you have 2 children, you're raising 3.
Yeah.
That the husband is the 3rd child. I don't agree with that statement.
Uh-huh.
But there is something to be said to sometimes you have to help them grow into their masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you forever think of your husband as a child, that means they actually never got to the masculine stage. But there are ways to help them grow into their masculinity if they're not there yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think on my head, you know, my own family. I was like, you're right.
It's true.
It's true.
Well, a boy will live for himself. They're not going to live for the family. They're not going to be there to protect the family.
No.
They're not going to be there to stand up when you're having trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And we need more strong men to stand up for their women. I can't say that enough.
Yeah.
I see that all the time. If you're on a subway train, I've seen this on the news, where there was that one military, whether it was the Army or Navy, I forget his name. Anyway, he stood up for a woman that was getting beat up.
Yes.
And he got prosecuted. Remember, he was a big trial in New York City.
Wow.
He was the only masculine man on that train because, quite frankly, there were other men or other boys on that train.
Nobody stood up?
Nobody stood up. Now,
Wow.
it ended up that this guy, it was a homeless man that was attacking people, right?
Uh-huh.
The boys on the train didn't do anything, but this one man stood up. He ended up getting prosecuted, but he got off. He didn't get convicted.
Why would he get convicted?
I know. That's what everybody said. Why was it even a case? He was standing up to protect people, right?
Right.
He stood up for women.
Uh-huh.
And he didn't know the women.
Yeah.
But he was very masculine. We need more men like that to stand up for women.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have a crisis right now in this country
of
women getting abused and no one doing anything.
No. They pull out their phone, videotape it though.
They'll videotape it and they'll just stand there and laugh, or they'll comment, or they'll say, wow, maybe somebody should do something. Yeah, you should have.
Yeah. Like throw the phone at them instead of videotaping, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot.
I think a lot of times they're afraid of lawsuits is one, but they're also afraid of pain. And honestly, a true masculine man doesn't care about pain. He's not going to avoid it. A boy will.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And a boy needs approval from everyone, right? He has to get a permission. A man doesn't need someone's permission.
I see.
Now, if it's a family situation and something affecting the family, I think it should be a discussion.
Uh-huh.
But a man doesn't need a permission. They will go and they don't need to find their worth in other people. They know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's also, a discovery of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
A true masculine man will truly discover who they are. It's a journey for a man just as much as it's a journey for a woman to become more feminine.
Mm-hmm.
I can honestly say I was not the most feminine.
No, you're not.
But I was also in a marriage where I wasn't with a masculine man.
Yeah, but I always believe that it's going to be someone for you that bring out your feminine.
I can't wait. Honestly, I do look for that. Until then, I have to stay in my masculine because I have to raise 2 masculine boys.
Yeah. Don't wait too long, though. You might forget about it.
Forget about a man?
Yeah.
No, I'm a believer that when it's the right time, that God will bring it to me.
Yes.
I will leave myself open to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I will eventually one day find a masculine man that is the right fit for me.
You got to believe to make it happen.
And here's the thing, ladies. They don't have to make more money than you.
No, they don't.
But they have to be okay with the fact that you make more money than them.
That's a problem.
And a lot of men, their ego, and it's 100% ego, gets in the way. They're not men if they have a big ego.
Right.
Everybody has an ego. Don't get me wrong. If you're sitting there insulting a man, he's going to get upset. When a man can't get past the fact that you make more money than them, that's all ego driven.
Yeah.
But if they don't have more money than you, they should be providing and protecting you in other ways for the family.
Right. That's just emotion-wise.
Yep.
You know, they need to be happy that you make more money than them, and they need to be supportive. But it doesn't mean to make them lazy, though, don't you think?
Yeah, they can't be lazy.
Mm-hmm.
A lazy man is not a masculine man.
Mm-mm.
And a man can be brought out from childhood. You can train him.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it takes a tragedy or a hardship or heartbreak or loss, or a lot of men are brought out in the military, right? Oh, God, I love military men. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of military men that they go through a heartbreak or a loss, and that triggers the masculinity in them.
Wow. I did not know that.
Sometimes they have to hit rock bottom before they actually come back up into manhood.
They say you got to get worse before you get better.
Well, that's the thing. Isn't that how we grow?
That's for sure.
In life, we grow through tragedy. We don't grow through success.
No, we don't.
We coast when we're successful. We grow when we have tragedy.
When we have tragedy, we know that we have something we have to work for and fight for. That's called hustler.
And tragedy kills the ego.
Yes.
Tragedy and trauma, when you hit rock bottom, your ego dies partially with it. So if you can hit rock bottom and work your way back up, God, I can't tell you how many times I've hit rock bottom and had to come back. You kill your ego.
It's okay to fall down as long as you get back up.
Yes. And once the ego's gone, the boy inside will realize he needs to become a man.
I see.
He needs to stop blaming other people. He needs to take responsibility for where he's at. And then he can come into his manhood. Now, if the boy doesn't, and he has people around picking him up, and if he never takes accountability, responsibility for the mess he got himself into, then he will never get to the masculine manhood.
Yep. They need to willing to work on it too, though.
It's a defining moment, and you have two paths to take.
Right.
You can be the victim.
Yep.
You can blame other people.
Or you can be the solution.
Or you can move into manhood.
Yeah.
And sometimes men are raised that way. Sometimes men have to go through trauma or tragedy.
Okay.
And then sometimes men find the right woman. And they grow into the masculinity. But you can't be marrying a man with the purpose of changing them.
You cannot change them.
You cannot. They have to do it on their own. This is one thing you can't do. You can help them grow, but they have to have it within them.
They need to see the solution, not a problem. Yeah.
A man's accountable for all of he does. He's disciplined. If he says he's going to do something, he does it. They tend to have a purpose in life. They know what they want and they want to go get it.
They have to have a goal and keep their word.
It's true. No, I do like servicemen. I do like men that in the military because they tend to have emotional control. Now, I'm not saying that all military men aren't violent, because some of them are, but most of them aren't violent towards women, at least the ones I've seen. They're courageous. They will provide for a woman, and they're in service to women, too.
Yes.
A woman will service her man, but a man will service his woman, and together you'll grow more powerful than ever.
I agree. But the men in service, I just love how disciplined they are. They definitely have that disciplinary.
I think that's why women like firemen and police officers so much, is that it's
firemen. Hot firemen.
Hot firemen. I think it's because there's a level of masculinity there, right? It's like, damn.
Oh my God, but my friend dated a fireman and he turned very violent.
I had a friend had a similar situation. So we're not going to say all men are violent.
Yeah, no.
Or all firemen are violent, but there have been a couple instances. And just like not all service members are, masculine men. Some of them are little boys too.
Yeah. I shouldn't say he turned violence. He probably always been that violence, but he just brought on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. A true man's going to honor a woman. They're going to honor children. They're going to honor their elders. They're going to be sacred and respectful. They're not going to be violent.
Right.
And they're going to apologize when they're wrong.
Yes. They're not afraid to apologize. That I agree. Not once. And we would just talk about it today too. She said, with all that happening, not once did he's apologized, but he wants to come back.
Yeah, so that's a sign of a narcissist. So I look back over my relationship and just, we would actually have disagreements because I'm like, why can't you just say you're sorry? He's like, well, it's not my fault. I didn't do anything.
See?
And if they can't apologize, it's a sign of a narcissist. It's somebody that's insecure and doesn't want to apologize or take accountability or responsibility for what they do. That's not masculine.
Yeah. No, think about it with the conversation we had today. Like, he tried to come back.
Yeah.
She kicked him out. He tried to come back.
Of course, they always try to come back.
Yeah.
You got to have her listen to when the ex
comes back. That is right, right?
Yep.
That's what, I had to send her
We
that
do
one.
have that podcast when the ex comes back.
I had to send that to her. Yeah. But not once he apologized for her. He did.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
And here's the thing. A strong masculine man's going to build people up
and
not try to destroy them.
Yes.
And not compete with them.
Yes, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
But as a woman, have to open our mind to listen to them too, though, don't you think?
A strong masculine man's going to be strong in the outside, but soft and fuzzy on the inside.
Right. Let me tell you.
You know, they're lovable.
They're lovable. They love chick flick. I found that out.
Oh, not necessarily all masculine men love chick flicks. You can't go there.
I found that. At least mine, anyway. They love Notebooks. That movie Notebook.
Well, your masculine man may love The Notebook. That doesn't mean all masculine men do. But they lead you without needing to dominate or control. And I remember that dating app where I was this guy, he's like, no, you have to submit to me. I don't want a woman that works. I want a woman that is at home. And I'm sitting here going, no, that's a dominating man. That's not a masculine man.
And they put this on the description of the
No, this was on a phone call.
Ew.
Yeah, this was on a phone call.
So, cut that off.
I didn't go out with him because of that.
No way. I don't care how good you are. I don't care what kind, no. Just that word, it's just not right.
Yeah. I think this is one of the things we teach our children.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when they used to tell our generation to toughen up for men, I don't think it was about being cruel. Little boys, they run away from pain. Men don't run away from pain. They'll run towards purpose.
Right.
And they realize that you have to go through a lot of pain to get to your purpose.
I see.
In anything in life that's worth having, you got to go through a lot of pain first.
Yes, I agree.
So a masculine man will take his pain and understand that it's going to help him grow and become stronger for the family in the future.
Can't get better than that.
Yeah, you can't get better than that. It's kind of reverent, if you will. To have a strong masculine man in your life, it's amazing. And I haven't had one truly yet.
You will.
One day. I know it's there. I've seen it. I've seen it in your relationship.
Yeah, you will. It's coming. I know it.
Now, toxic masculinity. Let's talk about that for a little bit.
Is toxic violence?
I think it's a made-up term because masculinity is not toxic.
Right.
There's toxic people, but there's toxic women.
Oh, yeah.
And women that are hating on men all the time, I'm sorry, but if you want to say toxic, that's toxic femininity or a toxic feminist.
It's just toxic, period.
Yeah. So aggressiveness, domination, you can have it in a man or a woman. There's no toxic masculinity. Because women can be just as nasty as men can be to women.
I agree.
So we have to stop labeling things toxic masculinity.
Yeah, the word is you have to explain to the other way.
Yeah.
There's so many descriptions.
If we can grow into our femininity, we'll be able to recognize true masculinity easier as well.
Yes.
And you're not going to settle for anything less.
Of course you're not. And you will not lower your standard.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I want somebody that's emotionally intelligent. I want somebody that's strong, you know, but also has wisdom and empathy and integrity and respect for me and loves his mama.
Yeah.
And
loves your boys too.
And loves my boys and is a protector.
Right.
Will take care of me when I'm down and I can take care of him when he's down. I want a reciprocal. We had the conversation about reciprocal relationships as well.
Yes.
Reciprocal relationship would be wonderful. As you grow a man or a boy into a man, you have to still hold him accountable, but you need to do it in a way that's not disrespectful and not shaming.
Yeah, I just think like you working so hard on yourself, you should be able to find a man who also willing to work with you and work so hard on yourself.
The funny thing is, the more you work on yourself, the smaller your dating pool gets.
That's the problem.
Yeah, so I do work hard on myself because I'm looking to be the most perfect that I can be. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to be perfect.
Right.
But I want to be as perfect as I can be.
Right.
You know what? I'm going to have flaws.
Right.
I still have my chaos. And you know what? I'm not changing that part. I kind of like that part about me.
Right.
I like the fact I multitask. I like the fact I'm a doer. I'm not changing that. And that may be a flaw to some people, but to me, I enjoy it. And I'm going to work on that. And I will eventually find that masculine man, but it does decrease my dating pool.
You'll be surprised.
I hope so.
You'll be surprised.
I think it's just going to happen one day.
Oh, yeah. It's just going to...
Like magic.
Right. They said it's going to happen when you least expect it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a man.
And I better be your maid of honor.
Oh, I'm getting married now.
Yes, you are.
Oh my gosh. So it's not just I'm dating. Now I'm already getting, she's already moved me on to marriage.
Oh, I'm planning the wedding already.
She's already setting up the marriage. She's going to the knot and setting up the account.
Yes. Did you see the billboard that the guy so tired of this dating app? And he paid the billboard, put up on the big billboard and list all his description. And he said, today is the day I'm going to get married. There is over 20-something women was at the ballpark.
Yeah, I'm not into that. That to me is not a strong man. That's a man that's desperate for attention.
Yeah.
I don't need a man desperate for attention.
See,
I want a man that's desperate for my attention, but not for every woman's out there. That's the difference.
Oh, I see.
See, a man that I will be with will want my attention and not to have it from 15 other women. And that's also a masculine man. A masculine man, it's honestly true masculinity, true femininity is one-on-one.
Right.
It's not needing the attention of other women. It's not needing the attention of other men. Masculine men are not cheaters.
No, they're not.
Masculine or feminine women are not cheaters.
Mm-mm.
We are there for our partner and they are there for us. That's a true masculine-feminine relationship. So if you're with a man that's cheating, he's not really masculine.
No.
He's insecure.
Yep.
He's got his issues.
Yep. Cheating is just
Cheating is insecurity. It truly is.
Do you think cheating is considered toxic?
It is. It's part of toxic relationships.
Yeah. It's a bad toxic.
It is true.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know a lot of women have gone through divorce. Not everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're married or divorced, you need to have a man, a partner, that's going to lead your children by example. That good masculine fathers can help girls step into their femininity.
Mm-hmm.
Just like good mothers can help boys step into their masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm willing, and I'm much older, I'm willing to take a step back and let my 15-year-old lead.
Oh, go for it.
And fail.
Yes.
And fall down.
Yeah, he's going to learn from it.
And get challenged and get back up.
Right.
Because you got to let your kids fall.
They got to fall and as long
and
as
hurt themselves and skin their knees so they can toughen up a little bit. Now, there's always me with the safety net. I'm always there to pick up the pieces if it gets too bad.
Right.
But I want them to be challenged.
Yes.
I want them to struggle.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's part of our society's shortfallings as well, is that we have tried to spoil our children to the point of providing everything for them except for challenges.
I'm guilty at church.
You got to give them challenges. I'm making them do landscaping. I'm making them do manual labor. I'm making them get jobs. I'm making them do masculine roles. I am making them open my car. If they don't open my car, I stand outside until they open the car door for me.
I'm telling you, though, you raise a good man. Mm-hmm.
It was so funny because my children are in Kumon for reading and math. You know, it's one of those things. And I actually had the Kumon teacher come out and tell me how respectful my children were of women and how they've never had any problems. And she thought they were, that even she said, even your teenager is so respectful.
I know.
And she's like, I don't see boys raised this well. And she says, most of the time when I see them raised, it's by single moms.
Yes.
And you know why? It's because the dads sometimes are too rough on the boys.
Mm-hmm.
But a strong woman will put the boy into a comfort zone enough for their masculinity to thrive.
I'm guilty at church.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Are you spoiling your son and not letting him step into his masculinity?
Yeah, I know.
Well, you know, it's a process and a journey for us as parents, too.
Mm-hmm. I need to step up. Guilty at church.
You know what? We have to grow.
Yes,
at the same time that we are challenging and helping our children grow.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what parenting is. It's an education and a growth in ourselves. I will say you've got to grow together and you've got to heal together.
Uh-huh.
A true masculine and feminine, they complement each other, not competitive.
Mm-hmm.
There's a level of maturity, self-awareness, and healing. Sometimes two people will go through a divorce.
Okay.
As they become more self-aware and heal, they both step into their feminine and masculine roles.
Wow, that's an eye-opener today.
You need to ask yourself, do your children, do they have the masculine traits? And here's some masculine traits. Do they lead?
No.
Do they protect?
Yes.
Do they want to provide?
Yes.
Okay, so you're almost there.
Yeah.
So you just need to push maybe more into the leadership roles.
Mm-hmm. The lead.
A healthy feminine role will nurture.
Yes.
We will create.
Yes.
And inspire.
Yes.
And I think I inspire my children. I honestly try to inspire them every day when we do our nightly ritual of prayer and things that went well. You've got to inspire and lead them into their masculine roles in not a dominating way, but yet a challenging way.
I need to work on myself. I am creative and I am sincere, but I seem to provide too much.
It's society too.
Yeah, that's true too.
You know, a lot of times we spoil our children.
Yeah, I just think I cater too much.
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be. You need to let him step up and be a man.
Yeah, we're going to work on it. That's the goal.
It's a way for him to become a man. Strong men, honestly, they get the best women.
They are.
A strong woman, when we step out of our femininity, we get into burnout because we're doing it all.
We do it all.
And we try to control it all.
Yes.
We lose our sense of empathy. We lose our sense of intuition, connection. That's a masculine role, honestly.
Yeah.
And we lose ourselves when we try to go into the feminine or to the masculine.
And we forget that we're still a woman. We still need to be loved.
We still need to be soft.
We still need to be soft.
Strong but soft.
Right. You know? Don't forget that.
Yeah, you can build an empire without abandoning your elegance, your feminine, your grace, your empathy, your softness. You can still build an empire.
I just think we are advanced. All of that the part that we have, we just have to use it the right way.
It's true. If you find your true masculine man, he's going to lead you.
That's going to broaden you out, yes.
The question is, can you receive?
Yes. Can you?
I know I have difficulty with that, but I still haven't met a really, truly strong man.
I have no problem to receive.
For me, I need to be more open to receiving. There's a level of trust there, too. When you've gone through a betrayal, I think I'm still working through that, to be able to trust someone enough to allow them to give to me so I can receive.
Yeah, but I think if you find the right man, he's going to work with you side by side, make you feel comfortable to receive. And make you feel trust again.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will say that coming into more of my femininity, it's coming back to who I truly am.
Yeah.
I was very feminine coming out of college.
Right.
I was willing to receive. I just wasn't, I had boundaries.
Yes.
And I wasn't willing to put up with a weak man. Then if you marry a weak man, you get into a place where you have to become more and more masculine as a woman. You lose yourself.
Yeah. You'll be surprised if you find the right man. They're going to brought up your feminine, your lovable, your soft spot. And you're going to totally forget, like, I have to be in charge all the time.
Yes.
Believe me.
Yes.
Yes. There's someone out there, like, it's going to happen when you least expect it.
I agree. And now let's cover what it means to be chivalrous.
What is that?
Because masculinity is one thing.
Okay.
Being chivalrous is quite another.
What's that mean?
So chivalry, it's the modern gentleman's code. So it comes from the day and age where men were chivalrous and they took care of women. It's going back to more extremely traditional values. I'm going to go over it just because I think it's important to know that it is part of masculinity and femininity. And we'll cover what it means to be chivalrous. And so it's protecting without controlling. That's chivalry. It's offering security without dominance. For instance, like if you're on a date and a man walks you to your car, that's being chivalrous. Now, if they creep you out, ladies, don't let them walk you to your car.
Yeah.
But they should stand on the street side when you're walking next to them. That's part of chivalry. And a lot of men don't know this, but you should always walk a woman to her car. If you're walking down the street, you should always be on the side of the street where the cars are coming and going. And you're always mindful of her safety. I know I'm masculine because whenever I go to a restaurant, I always want to sit facing the door because it's my masculinity trying to protect. But if I was with a masculine man, I would totally let him sit facing the door. In fact, when we went to dinner, your husband sat facing the door. It made me uncomfortable at first, but then I felt comfortable because he's masculine.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, as far as facing the door goes.
Yeah, he always faces the door.
He faces the door.
Yeah.
And it made me feel a little bit safe. Even though I'm not with him, a masculine man will make all the women feel safe.
Oh, I never
It's not just the
that.
person you're with.
Now, I'm thinking he always facing the door.
Well, it made me, and usually I'm the one always facing the door.
Always face the door.
Because I was always the masculine person in my relationships too.
I see
But
that.
it made me feel safe. And I noticed it when it happened. And so I thought I'd bring that up. They also, you're welcome. And they also lead with integrity. So a man that's masculine is going to have a plan. He's going to be decisive. He's going to be clear and confident on his purpose. And he's going to say, you know what? This is what we're going to do. And this is why. And he doesn't even have to tell you why. He's like, this is what we're doing. Now, if he's like, we're going to go jump off a cliff, you don't have to go with him.
Yeah.
But if he's like, we're going to go for dinner here and we're going to enjoy it.
Yes.
And I know because I made plans and I may have a purpose. This is what's going to happen.
I agree.
And they're always consistent, right? They give their word and they're going to show up on time.
Oh, yeah. Time is everything.
Granted, there's traffic and I get it. Every once in a while, somebody might be 5 minutes late. So don't crucify them.
I'm always late, though.
Okay. Well, feminine can be late.
I'm always late.
But masculine, when he gives his word to show up on time, is there.
Yes.
Another thing of a masculine man is they will pay even when you invite them.
Right.
Especially first dates. It's not a dominance thing, but it's a gesture of honor. It's a showing that they are a provider. So when a man, it's honorable for a man to pay. And a lot of women act like, oh, no, we can go 50-50. But
Don't do that.
You're taking away from a man's ability to be honorable.
Don't do that. If they want to pay, let them pay.
It's not just a financial thing. I can pay for myself. A man needs to be honorable.
Yeah, it's same thing like open the door. You can open the door for yourself.
I can open my own dang door.
Damn door, right? But they need to do that, you know?
So, yes, it's honorable to let a man pay.
Oh, yeah. I do that all the time.
Let's say a man walks you to your car. If they're forceful and pushy, that's not respecting your boundaries.
No.
That's not honorable either.
There's some men, like, they walk you to the car the first date. Like, when you act like you want them to walk you to the car and they think, like, you invite them to get in the car, make out or something. Yeah, doesn't mean that way.
I love a man that walks me to my car. And I'll either give him a hug or if I feel like it, I'll kiss them or kiss them back.
Yeah.
But I don't want them being pushy.
No.
It's disrespectful.
Not on the first date.
A masculine man that's chivalrous is going to respect your time, your space, and your pace.
That's right.
It's kind of a give and take, I will say. When you're dating someone, you don't want to be too pushy, but you also don't want them to be too pushy. And I will say I did date a guy that was extremely chivalrous, and I really, truly enjoyed it. He was local and was extremely chivalrous. And thinking more about it, I mean, he would walk me to my car.
See?
He was very respectful.
That's awesome.
He moved at my pace, always opened the car door, always showed up on time. And if he was going to be even a minute late, he would call.
Yeah.
And that was so respectful and chivalrous that it made me take a second look. So you have to remember those little things in life.
Yes.
Those are the masculine men that you may want because they are good quality, good chivalrous men. And I'm not saying that every chivalrous man is masculine because there are some chivalrous men that fake it just to try to get in your pants. And I'm sorry, but that's not right. But a true chivalrous man most of the time is masculine.
You definitely cannot date the Asian man, not to blame on the Asian man. They always forever late.
It's disrespectful.
Yeah.
It's honestly, I hate to call you out on this, Kat. It's disrespectful to be late for your man as well.
Yeah, I know. I agree. I agree.
So you need to respect other people's time, no matter who they are, whether it's a friend or a partner.
Right.
And I don't care if you're dating or if you're married.
Yeah.
It's disrespectful. And I didn't, I did care when I was married and my ex would be late, but I put up with it. And that was because I didn't have a boundary. And now I have boundaries. And I don't want to date people that are late all the time.
Yeah.
It's disrespectful of my time, and my time is extremely valuable.
Even between friend to friends, though.
Even friends to friends.
Yeah.
I'll give like a 5-minute window. But if somebody's consistently 15, 20 minutes, it's disrespectful.
Well, we have a group of friends that we're going to go on a cruise with. Those ladies is always early or on time.
That's wonderful.
But with this, there's always one. We left her behind.
It's funny. I went for lunch with you. And it's like 1 minute to, and you're texting me, are you still coming? And I'm like, yeah, but I got a whole minute to show up. And because I always show up right on time. And I was shocked when I got there because everybody was already there.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I thought it started at this time. And I was on time.
The Asian lady.
They were all early.
Those are Asian that I hang. But there always one, though. We left her behind. We after a while, we stopped inviting her.
because she's late and it's disrespectful.
And she's casually late, like 30 minutes or the whole hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, though, I love my lady. So, yeah.
Be respectful of their boundaries, be respectful of their time. Chivalrous man's going to listen too.
Oh, of course.
That's the other thing. That guy listened really well.
Yeah, see? What happened now?
And, oh, come on.
You just chasing it. Oh, my God.
Stop. I can't marry every single person I go on a date with.
Yeah, but at least you still keep contact with him.
I am still in contact with him.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Oh, my God. I only have a dress for your wedding.
Oh, my gosh.
I got a dress for the bachelorette. I got a plan for where we're going to go. And I got a plan for the honeymoon.
Yeah, honey, I haven't even talked to him about what he wants in life. So we're not even close to that. Anyway.
Yeah, take time.
Take my time.
Take your time. You're 50, by the way. Sorry.
Damn. So one of the things I notice when a man's chivalrous is they'll listen and they'll remember. So like if you tell them you like white roses, they'll send you white roses.
There was all those white roses of them? Oh my God, girl, what are you waiting for?
No, I bought those for myself because I can buy myself flowers.
Flower is a plus though.
It is when you get flowers.
I get my flower every Friday.
You know, I did date a guy that loved purple.
Is it really?
And that was his favorite color. Whenever he would send me flowers, they would be purple. And he would never send a card, but I would always know it was from him.
See? That was awesome. When we first just started dating, I always consider myself the birds of paradise because, you know, I'm go wild. And I was always get that too. And I knew it was from him.
Yeah, I like Hawaiian flowers, and I like red roses.
Those your red is your color.
Red is my color.
Yeah.
Any red flowers are great, as well
pink
as
is my color.
Yeah, I don't like pink at all.
Oh, I love pink.
Yeah.
Any shade of pink.
I hate pink.
See?
Can't stand it.
That's why we so click.
I know.
Because I would never take away your red dress.
And I would never take your pink.
And you'll be the only one who wear a red dress.
Red or black.
Red or black.
Or gold.
Oh, I love pink. You should see what I packed for our cruise. Pink and pink and pink.
So, chivalrous man's going to open your door, literally.
Yes.
And emotionally.
Yes.
I mean, they are going to help you become more open with them. But they're going to open the doors and they're going to let you step into your femininity.
Yes.
If you have a man that doesn't open your door, ladies, he's probably not chivalrous, and most likely he's not very masculine either. I actually dated a guy that I thought was masculine, but he would never open my door. And the only time he opened my door is when I was dressed up. It kind of irked me. Or I'd carry my bags. I don't like that either. If I'm carrying luggage, they should help. Now, I'm strong as hell. I might even be able to out bench press him. Probably not bench, maybe leg press them.
Yeah.
I'm very strong because I lift weights a lot, but I still want a man to carry my bags. I still want a man to open my door. I still want a man to be a man.
Of course you are. You need someone to carry your bag. Doesn't matter how heavy it is. I mean, we are capable to carry our own bags. Let's face it.
Let's face this.
Right.
If a man's not going to be a man, I have toys. There's no reason for me to bring a man into my life.
And you have to work on it.
And I have to do all the masculine roles and the feminine roles.
That's true.
I don't want to do that again.
Yeah, no, you're done.
I'm not going to have any more children. I hope not. I mean, I guess I still technically could. I'm not planning on having any more children. If by God's grace I got pregnant, then I would. But there's no plans for that. So a man coming into my life needs to be chivalrous.
It has to be.
They need to be masculine. If they're not going to be chivalrous and masculine,
you don't need them.
I could go date a woman.
Right.
You know, or I go play with my toys. There's no reason for me to have that man in my life. I have friends that I can go hang out with.
Right.
I have toys that I can have fun with. And this is just me being 100% blunt right now because I am very blunt.
Right.
I don't want a man that is not a man.
Right.
I don't want a boy. I don't want to raise another child.
You are correct. Remember we talked about one podcast about a swinger? They end up living with the woman because they don't need that anymore.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to go date women. I'm not into that. But that was a joke.
Yeah.
But I don't need a man to make myself happy.
Yes.
I don't need a man to make me have joy. And I don't need a man to have peace. I want a man that adds to my joy,
Mm-hmm.
that adds to my peace. And if a man is making me raise them because they're not masculine,
You don't need
and they
that.
want me to provide for them, and they want me to protect them, and they want me to make them feel safe, then I don't need that person.
No.
Because they're taking away from my peace. They're taking away from my joy.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
And that's why I'm saying if they're not chivalrous and they're not opening my damn car door, you're not providing value.
No. Just a simple task.
It's
Open the door.
free.
Yeah.
It's free. And here's the thing. I don't even care if a man makes more money than me.
Right. Just open the damn car door.
Open the damn
for me.
freaking car door and buy dinner.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can handle that.
Yes.
Hell, and I will let you lead me.
Right.
Just don't lead me astray, because if I start seeing you lead me astray, I'm going to walk as well.
And when he come get you for dinner, he better get you a white rose. Doesn't have to be a dozen. Just one white rose. And it's cheap.
A white one or a red one. I like red.
Yes. You know?
Yeah. And a man is also going to protect her reputation and stand up for her. So, like, if another man's insulting you, same with your mother.
Right.
If a man doesn't respect his mother or stand up for his mother and disrespects his mother like my ex did,
He's not for you.
he's not for me.
No.
I mean, that's a red flag for me.
No, he's not for anyone.
He's not for anyone. Because if they're disrespecting their mother, they're going to disrespect
Right.
you.
Everybody.
It's a red flag,
Yeah.
and I did not see it before. So
Yeah.
blame me for that. I did not see it.
Yeah. No, not for anyone.
Yeah, so they should speak of their mother with respect. They should speak of you with respect.
Mm-hmm.
They should not be disrespecting you in front of other people
Oh, no.
ever.
Never.
If they
Never.
have a disagreement with you, they should come and talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
Same with you. If you have a disagreement with them, you should go talk to them. That's what I love about you and your husband, is you both constantly speak respectful of each other.
Yeah, we are. You should see me and him and his mother too.
Yes.
Yeah, it was his brother, but his brother is the other way around.
Yes.
And I blame on the mom.
Well,
See?
the mom raises the children in a certain way.
Mhm.
You can't blame the mom 100% because a man does make their own choices.
Yes, they do.
And boys can stay boys, or they can step into their manhood with a choice.
Yeah, they chose to be lazy, so that's what they stay.
A real man's going to make you feel soft.
Yes.
A chivalrous man is going to make you feel soft and
Yes.
honored, respected.
Oh, yeah.
When they open your car door, it's not that you can't physically open your door. It's a sign of respect.
Yes. And it's a simple task and it's free.
Yes.
Your mind already is thinking, simple task, it is free and he cannot do that. What else he gonna do? He cannot do anything else.
Yeah. So there was a time when I went on this date.
Okay.
I was dressed nice. The guy opened my door to let me in.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we got back,
Mm-hmm.
he left me in the car. I sat there for a couple minutes just looking on my phone. Didn't get out of the car.
He
Just-
opened the car door for you?
Didn't open it on the way back. And, he just wasn't big on opening car doors. And I was done. That was the moment I realized I was done.
Oh, wow.
And the guy still reaches out.
And he didn't even realize that you sit there waiting
He
for
thought
him.
I was just surfing on my phone.
Oh, my God.
Here's the other thing. Guys, if you're in a sports car and you're in
need-
heels and a dress, you need a guy to open the damn car door too.
No, he need to pull you off of that damn car. It's not easy to get off that little
heels
scarf
and-
the
yeah.
heels or the dress you put
Dresses, so you don't
on.
like flash everyone when you're standing up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, besides the, necessity of it, it's just disrespectful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the car door is important.
The car door, the house door, the
Yes.
restaurant door.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially you drive the sport car. I need you to open the door and hold my hand to pull me out from the chair. Like if we go for high stuff, he always he always go in front of me just in case I fall and he came first.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So, ladies, if you have a chivalrous man, you need to receive this with grace. You need to be respectful and say thank you.
Of course, you have to.
And you have to let a man give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
And when a man doesn't, you can't guilt him.
Right.
It may not be a good fit if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah. So.
And some women are like, I can get my own damn car door.
Right.
And some men are like, okay, go ahead. And that's not necessarily what we're talking about here. And if that's what you want, that's
so be
fine.
it, yeah.
But you're not going to get a masculine man.
Mm-hmm. Just don't expect after.
You're going to have a beta boy.
Yeah.
And realize you're always going to have beta boys. If you won't step into your femininity, you're never going to let a man step into his masculinity, and you're always going to have beta boys.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if that's what you want, then good on you.
It's personal preference.
It's personal preference.
Yeah.
And, some women want to be in charge of everything, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I want a balance.
I just think like on the first date, whatever he does is very important to just show who he is.
Yes, and the first date, respect it and appreciate him for the effort, even if the first date sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So you may go for coffee.
Right.
And you, maybe because, I like to go for coffee on first dates because I don't want to waste my time at dinner if they suck, personally.
Yeah, 15 minutes, done.
Yeah. Well, I went for coffee with a man, and we sat there for 3 hours.
You see?
It was a nice conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciated the conversation and the effort.
Yeah.
So appreciate the effort, not the outcome, right? So as long as a man's making an effort, even if it wasn't perfect, at least they made the effort.
Right.
And praise them for it. You got to respect that. Part of woman is you need to praise your men when they do things that are good. I'm not saying praise them all the time.
Right.
And lie. And I know a woman that used to think or tell somebody they were great for buying toilet paper. You don't do that. I mean, but you need to be gracious and praise them when they're in their masculine energy and they're doing great things.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like that.
And I also think you should match their generosity and thoughtfulness. So I'm not saying you need to buy lavish gifts or always, but maybe once in a while you take him for dinner. Or you plan a date. Now, definitely not the first date. Probably not the first few dates. If he's going to show up for you, won't it be romantic if sometime you showed up for him? I remember on my ex's birthday, I planned a date. It was either birthday or Valentine's Day. I planned a date. I ordered a chef. And it was a romantic evening. And I planned the whole thing.
That's
Heck,
awesome.
I even planned a romantic trip to Italy.
Yeah.
Because I wanted, here's the thing with me is that I show men exactly what I want.
Yeah, but do they come back to you after that?
No one's matched my level of care.
No one.
So not that I'm testing, but I am kind of testing. It's not like I'm testing you, got an A+ or a B-. But when I'm giving man a certain level, if I'm texting you and I text you once or twice a day, I expect a certain level of reciprocity. If you're just thumbing up my texts and you don't respond, I'm kind of done.
Yeah.
I want a man to give me the same level of care that I give to them. And if I'm not receiving it or feeling that I'm receiving it, I'm just done. And I know you think I'm, too tough. If they're not giving me the level of care when I'm dating them, they're definitely not going to give me the level of care when I'm married to them. Nothing's going to change.
No, nothing changed. Yeah.
Yeah. So I want them to match. If I give them a gift, I want at least a thank you.
Right.
Or if I'm being thoughtful, I want them to be thoughtful back.
Yes, I agree.
I dated a guy that forgot my birthday.
Oh, my God.
And I was I thought it was thoughtless.
He didn't forget, though, 2 days later, no?
No, he forgot. And then I reminded him, and then he felt bad.
As no.
I know his birthday in my mind.
See?
I don't even have to look it up on the calendar because he told me his birthday once. Now, if you're bad at dates, write the damn thing down.
Right?
Put it in your calendar.
Yeah.
But don't forget Valentine's Day. Don't forget birthdays. Don't forget anniversaries.
I agree.
That's just being a level of thoughtful, and women should do the same. Now, let's not crucify our men when they forget, because a lot of times men do forget. And I didn't crucify him, but I'm not dating him anymore.
Okay, yeah. So, but if you have to remind him your birthday.
That was one of the many things, too.
So, yeah.
We need to stay soft but not silent. I mean, but you don't need to embarrass a man in public. You don't need to demasculate a man in public.
No.
We need to be vulnerable but not passive. We need to be kind but also show strength. Our feminine is not weak. Being feminine, a lot of women, I think it's weak. It's not weak.
No, it's not at all.
Being feminine is strong.
I like that.
It is. Because you're there as the person that's holding up the man. And sometimes the man is going to hold you up too.
I think I agree with that too. Being feminine is strong.
Yes, because we have to protect a man when he's vulnerable and give him the assurance he needs to be strong. And then he needs to protect us and give us the strength to step into our power. And then we're a power couple.
Then you're going to become very powerful couple.
Yeah. We will uplift them and they will uplift us. Yes. And we're not there to undermine each other. We're there to support each other.
Right. I think even between friends too, you don't need to... You're always going to have someone to uplift you. And you're also going to uplift them all the time. Yeah.
I think chivalry has always been thought of as this is a man giving us chivalrous things, right?
No, a woman can do that too.
Well, I think there's both, right?
Okay.
I think kindness is chivalrous. Being kind to each other is being chivalrous.
Right.
Being generous is chivalrous. Being present and listening to your man and having him listen to you, that's chivalrous. So you have to remember that you're there for your man as much as he is there for you. You just have different roles.
Yeah.
It's like you're all in the same company and you're vice presidents together.
Yeah.
Or co-presidents.
Yes.
We'll call you guys co-presidents.
Co-president. Co-CEO.
And just be accountable for you. And then I think, if you're looking for a true masculine-feminine relationship, I think that's the strongest partnership you'll ever find. I think you have to realize that you can grow together. And the power couple is unstoppable. And it doesn't have to mean that you're the most powerful couple in business.
No.
But together, it's amazing. It's like magic. I see it.
Yeah.
I see it in your relationship. I've seen it in other people's relationship. It's those relationships that last for 75 years and they die together. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
The people and they're still happy and they're still playful and they're still having fun together. Just because like the man is masculine and the woman is feminine.
Yeah, just like my mother-in-law and my father-in-law.
But some women don't want that.
No.
And some men don't want that.
Yeah.
But to have a true, happy, forever relationship, that's what I've seen, is their men are in their masculine and women are in their feminine.
That's the only way, I think.
And I know different cultures think of it differently.
Different culture, like especially our Asian culture, is like a lot of them, they might say women had no word, but that's only outside the house. Inside the house, the woman in charge.
Yeah.
Especially with my family.
And sometimes the woman's in charge of the finances.
Oh, most of them.
Yeah.
The woman in Asian household, I had to say 8 out of 10 women in charge in finance.
So you better hope they're good at math.
You better be, yeah.
Make sure you take your math, ladies.
Yes, they are. So from my circle, women in charge when it comes to finance.
Yeah, I tried to leave that to a man once and it was catastrophic. So I think that it's whoever is the strongest in that area should be there.
Yeah.
That's not a masculine or feminine role to me.
No, it's not.
I think that's just a household. Whoever's the best in that area should be in charge of that.
Not me.
But yeah.
I can't be in charge in finance. We'll go broke in a second. We'll go broke and have lots of shoes.
Cat's bankrupt.
Yeah. We'll go broke and have lots of shoes and bags.
Shoes and bags. She's like Sex and the City. You're right there.
Yeah, right there. Oh my God. I just watched that actually.
I think chivalry is it's not about who's stronger. It's about love and honoring your partner.
Yes.
And respecting each other.
Yes.
And it's a dance that goes back and forth, right? While one person's leading, the other one's showing grace. And while the other person's leading, the other's showing grace. It's like a beautiful dance together. And that's what I think, a masculine and femininity. It's like a power couple dancing together.
It looks so wonderful.
The woman's not leading.
No.
But the woman is still beautiful on the dance floor.
No, like gracefully.
Gracefully. That's a perfect dance to me is what masculinity and chivalry is.
I like that.
Yes. I just came up with it. So there you go.
Oh my God. I like that.
I like
just
it too.
like a dance.
It's like a dance. So I think the takeaways for today is that you're not born masculine. You're not born feminine. You might be born male or female, but you're not born masculine or feminine. That's something you grow into. And it's an awakening that you experience over life.
Yes. Agreed.
And it's a dance that you do when you find your perfect partner.
You have to find your own dance.
You do. There's a harmony that's created, and it's a beautiful thing when you find the right one that you can dance with.
I love it.
All right. Well, Diva Cat, I think we've covered it all today.
I think so. I love the dance. I love to end with the dance.
Let's end with the dance. So you guys have a wonderful week, and I hope you're out there looking for your soulmate. That's also your whatever you're looking for, and you find the right one for you.
Yes.
This is Diva Mia signing off.
Diva Cat, we'll talk to you soon.
Ciao, ciao.
Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment. We'd love hearing from you. Visit thedivadetails.com to connect. See you next week for more.
Diva Details podcast and website are intended solely for informational and entertainment purposes. The content provided does not constitute professional, medical, financial, or legal advice. We are not licensed medical practitioners, financial advisors, or legal professionals. Always consult with a qualified healthcare provider for medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Any financial topics discussed are based on personal opinions and experience and should not be considered professional advice. The content provided does not constitute legal advice. The Diva Details and its affiliate contributors and guests are not liable for any losses or damages arising from the use of our content. The opinions expressed in the podcast are solely those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views of any affiliated organization, sponsors, or partner. All facts discussed in the podcast are researched and accurate to the best of our knowledge at the time of recording. Information may change over time. No guarantees are made regarding the accuracy, completeness, or reliability of any statements or opinions presented. It is the responsibility of the listener to verify any and all facts that may influence their decision. This podcast is for information and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered professional advice.